All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm traveling in order to take care of some very awkward matters, okay? I don't know if any of you have noticed it or felt it in your, let's say, your portfolio, your financial life, whatever you want to call it. But there were some major earthquakes today in the world of alternative finances like cryptocurrencies. And there were some huge hiccups in the traditional markets as well today. Please don't quote me. I'm not an expert because I'm learning as I go, because I have to. I have to figure out a way to live around the traditional fiat fake money system and have something genuine and solid to hold on to. As I talked about in the last time we did this, there is a war that is starting to build up. It's fermenting, it's getting big, and it's going to get very ugly. And it's the war between fake money, fiat money, and the existing global financial system versus honest money, money for we the people who actually sweat and work, okay? As opposed to parasites who take all that for themselves, okay? So it's turning into a vicious battle already. And this is just on the very outskirts of the industry, in the very, very infancy of these new financial paradigms, okay? So on the 19th of April, 18th, I think, actually, there was a staggering crash in the crypto market. One of them is called Bitcoin. It's the big famous one. Not a lot of people know about it, but some people do. Anyway, it took a staggering crash. My intuition told me that it was a single player, probably based in China, who was big enough to be able to manipulate the market, so they did it. That's what they did. They did a massive sell-off and triggered a panic reaction. Effectively, they took astronomical profits. They took a lot of money, and that crashed the Bitcoin. And it scared a lot of people, okay? And the people who thought they were just going to get rich and rich forever and ever overnight within a matter of months got seriously destroyed. And then when the price crashed this low, that was a lot of pain. All of a sudden, there was a frenzy of buying. And when I did my homework, what it indicated that there was one single seller. I think they sold off, what was it? They had something like 900 Bitcoins. They sold it all off at once. It's a huge amount of money. And then when it crashed and the price went way down here, suddenly, within a matter of hours, 10,000 or 10 or 20,000 worth of Bitcoin got bought up. What does that make you think? It's the same person. Like Crypto Teacher says, problem, reaction, solution. There's another little popular phrase, like a bumper sticker now. It's the arsonist and the fireman. And lo and behold, they are the same creatures. So instead of chasing around putting out fires, you have to go after the arsonist. So these are people who just do what they do because they can. It's the Wild West in terms of alternative finances. And it's sending shockwaves, okay, across the global financial system, okay? And these are just literally like shake-ups, because there's a lot more to come. So I don't know how we're all going to survive or get through this, but we have to, okay? So what that did was it triggered an avalanche of fear throughout the crypto world, okay? And at the same time, there was this place called Coinbase, which is this new big exchange. It's sort of like a bank. It's sort of like Wall Street. And it's sort of like a hybrid, whatever they call it, a chimera. And it's brand new, and they're the biggest one in America, but they're pretty small compared to the big one in China. Anyway, they made their big splash debut at about the same time, just a couple days earlier. And their stock price went wee, and then it just went interesting. I wonder who benefited out of that. So anyway, here we are a few days later. I kept an eye on the charts because I'm basically trying to learn about these things. And you could see these wild, terrifying fluctuations in the charts in the markets, like the Bitcoin prices just going. It's been devastation. And what it's done, it's sent shockwaves of fear to a lot of people who basically said, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to just sell, cut my losses and sell and get out. And that's it. I'm never going to do this scary stuff again. It's criminal. They're monsters. Okay? But that's what the big boys want, because that's how they scare you out of your money. They basically are shaking you, rattling you, and the money falls out of your pockets and they just scoop it up. Okay? So that's my interpretation. Prove me wrong. Okay? And then I am over here trying to figure out some very, very difficult matters. Okay? That's personal stuff, but it does involve money. Okay? And in the process, I thought, well, I'm traveling, so I can use my phone. Okay, so I did a little bit there, and I did like what a lot of people do who are trying to learn about money. You check your portfolio. You look for prices and charts and movements and things like that. And I saw more devastation. Chart prices crumbling, crashing, like these Wall Street charts that you see where everything turns into like disaster, blood on the streets, chaos, demolition derby, billions and billions in losses. So I thought, aha, they're really going for it big time. And so, of course, you noticed there's a couple of insane, in-effing sane things coming from a Mr. Bo Jiden. Radical stuff like blaming everything on Russia and now stigmatizing anyone in the Patriot group as basically terrorists, enemies of the state. It's lunacy. And then the other thing he's doing is, of course, we're going to raise taxes on the rich to astronomical levels. Okay? What was the other thing he did? Just these bizarre kind of outrageous things. Let me see if I can find it again. Hold on. Give me a second here. There was something. Where was it? Yeah, the huge tax, the big plans for the tax increase. Yep. And capital gains tax coming. And well, basically just a bunch of really terrifying news. And also the Turkey has gone berserk with finances and banking and alternative currencies like cryptos and Bitcoin, okay? And so what it did, we've had all these multiple shock waves simultaneously, like when you have combinations like hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, avalanches, floods all happening simultaneously, it's just freaking sane. So I thought, I wonder, there's got to be a connection, because you know how I love to blame it on the planets. Well, guess what? I'm not really set up here to do a really, little, like a proper astrodoodle display. But when I look at the chart, I see this horrific alignment between Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus conjunct Venus in Taurus. Okay. Venus in Taurus is very, very much about money. Venus is one of the money signs. Venus in Taurus is very about much money, the love of money, the wonders of money, the value of money, and how wonderful it is to have money. Okay. And then Uranus in Taurus. Uranus representing revolution, shake-up, awakening, blasting away the fakery. So you put it all together, it's like this. If I was doing the astrodoodle, and you know how I like to use the red markers, I would be just putting red ink all over that part of the chart. And how it affects we the people. There's the massive money for Earth, like Pluto and Capricorn up there with the I guess the destiny of Earth, the destiny of corporations, the destiny of oligarchs. And this thing going on in the global second house of Taurus, of money. So you put all these things together, and I kind of go like, oh, well, so what? So even though I'm taking hits like everyone else, the reason I'm not sweating and screaming is because it feels to me like this is inevitable. Okay, what just happened is inevitable. It is literally the chaos that's happening in the world of global finances, and it's no surprise when I look at the chart. Okay, it's just. So here's another thing. You know, I go on and on about the Pluto in Capricorn for at the end of 2023, which is going to be a pivotal moment for the world. Mark your calendars now. Before then, we're going to have plenty of other pivotal moments. They might not have the supremacy of the one that I'm talking about, but when I look at when I'm looking at the charts going forward from here, what just happened from April the 18th until April the 23rd, well, that's tomorrow, it's going to keep going. It's like poof, 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 what was I thinking? I'm so stupid. All right. And we're going to get more and more and more of that. So you're going to have these polarizing forces where, let's say, the status quo is, you know what they call in war, the art of war, they call softening up the target. Okay? So in other words, you don't just go and you're angry and say, I'm really pissed off at you. You're bad, you're evil, you're mean, I'm going to get you. We're going to go to war. Poof, poof, poof. No, you create a strategy. You check out the opponent. You check out your enemy. You find out their soft spots, their weaknesses. Where is the back door? Where do they store all their ammo? Where do they store all their food? Where do they store all their precious belongings? Where do they get their supplies and all this kind of stuff? Everything that is involved in survival, because war basically is an attempt to destroy the survival of the enemy. Okay? So you look at all the factors that build the survival of the enemy. So that's kind of what's happening now. We're learning from each other. The people who want honest money, I would like to be in that group. The people who want honest money, people's money for we the people, are starting to take risks that we would never have taken before. And why is that? It's because we're desperate. We're sick of it. We're fed up with it. I know I am. And then you have the other ones, the status quo, that own and control everything through the most amazing, elaborate, beautiful, dazzling Ponzi scheme. And it works all over the world. And we're figuring out each other's strengths and weaknesses. And we, the people, are starting to realize that we do have power. We do have tools. We do have knowledge. We do have information, intuition, wisdom, tools, technology available to us to actualize a world of honest money. And of course, the fakes are starting to realize, my God, we really do have an enemy here. No matter how much supremacy the status quo maintains, they are starting to be shaken up, okay? Uranus in Taurus, conjunct Venus in Taurus, hard squared by Saturn in Aquarius. Okay? It's happening live right now. It's affecting the whole world. It's affecting the whole global financial system. You know that book I wrote, Wealth, Money, Finance, Global Restructuring, January 2020. That was just the opening knock. We're here. Watch out, people. And this whole scenario is going to play out for years and years and years to come. So, how could I put this? I should be absolutely white as a ghost. I'm a white guy already, but I should be absolutely white as a piece of paper because of the shock waves and the shock that just happened in the newly birthed world of alternative money. Let's call it honest money, even though there's some seriously wicked things going on there. I call it growing pains, but it is happening. So this is how I'm going to console myself, and I'm hoping this helps you guys too. Everything is exactly as it should be. How and why is it so? It's because it can't be any other way. This is how it is, okay? That's why I love to blame the planets, because you can, they're just being who they are. They're just doing what they do. It's up to us how we respond. That's all it is, really. It's just physics. It's just the laws of the universe, the laws of nature. These are irrefutable laws. These are not fake laws. These are not mythologies. These are not lies or manipulation or anything or fraud. These are just facts. So we're learning. Humanity is evolving and growing, and we're going through some severe growing pains right now, especially when it comes to things like money and value, because we're at a point where every single human being on Earth, like it or not, they have to factor in this thing called money into their lives. Some people, that's all they think about all day long. That's not me. I'm sort of like an artist, writer, and a musician, and the last thing I ever think about is money, which probably might explain a few things. But I am waking up. I'm learning so much, and I hope you guys are too. I'll help whoever I can. Oddly enough, I've been able to help people with their finances by understanding concepts and things. I'm not a stockbroker, I'm not a financial advisor, but I have some pretty good understandings of the things that's going on. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. Think of this as another, like a learning experience for tarot illumination for the daily transit. Okay? So, for example, today's daily transit. I've already just talked about Saturn in Aquarius, hard squaring Uranus and Venus in Taurus, okay? There's a few other things going on, of course. The moon is in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces, sort of. It's a bit loose, but it's there. And so you might want to take that into account in your chart. If you need to go into that, of course, get in touch here, tarotlumination.com. We can book a private session. Yeah. And in those situations, we can talk about anything. I have to be very careful here because I don't want to get into any more trouble than I am already. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to take up your time, everybody. Have a super day. What was that? No, wait a minute. I'm going to borrow this from Crypto Teacher. Everything is planned out. especially when it comes to like the status quo. People like us is different. We have to accommodate the status quo and figure out how are we going to deal with the status quo, because they're going to do everything they can to turn us into subjects even more than ever before. So there has to be an equal and opposite resistance in some way, shape, or form, or we die, or we go down. And I'm not going down, okay? I don't want to see you guys go down either, all right? So anyway, I'll leave it at that. There's more we can talk about, but I hope to connect again very soon. Take care, everyone. Love thyself. Actually, let's do a little thing here. I know I've been gibbering about how, the finances and cryptos and things, but I'm doing it from here, not from here, okay? So we still have to have love in our hearts, okay? So let's just do it together. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our bodies from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our minds from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our hearts from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our souls from up above. So it is spoken, so it is done. And then you own it. You've got a little nugget right in there. You own it. So what are you going to do with that? It's very, very valuable. It's like gold. It's like gold. You did your own gold mining just then, okay? See you again soon. Bye.